I began teaching in special education right after I came off maternity leave for my younger son. And I hadn't worked in that role before in an elementary school. I'd only taught in high school, and I really wanted to do well by the staff and the teachers and the kids. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get like extremely good in one area so I can like help everybody at the school. And so this is where I listened to the podcast Hard Words by Emily Hanford. Emily Hanford is the journalist who did Sold a Story eventually. And it was all about how schools are failing students because they are not teaching reading in a way that aligns with the science of how people learn to read. And it is just, and from then on I was hooked because I have an additional qualification in reading, and it has honestly never resonated with me. I can teach these comprehension strategies to these high school kids, but if they cannot read, if they cannot like lift the words off the page, no comprehension strategy is going to be able to help them understand that text. So finally, like, everything clicked, and I began to teach reading in a way that aligned with science. And when I began my job as a special education teacher, it felt like I knew this secret, and I was able to help so many kids and also help teachers, because a lot of, like, we were not taught this in teachers college. And a lot of times when parents would come to teachers saying, my child's struggling in reading, what should I do? Often the advice that we were told to give is read with them more. And in fact, there are many other things that we can do. Reading with them more is not going to help. Reading is often not acquired through osmosis. For some kids it is, for a lot of kids it is not. Anyway, I gotta go off into these tangents because I really love reading. Anyway, at the same time that I'm working in special education, I'm doing research on ADHD for a student to understand the academic implications of ADHD, which I thought I knew, but I just really wanted to have a handle on all of the possible effects, negative outcomes that the student might have. So I'm researching ADHD, and all of a sudden another thing clicks, that it sounds like me. The hyper focus, the rejection sensitivity, the like always seeking dopamine and not being able to do anything that you don't want to do or anything that you find boring. It was all me. So I got a psychoeducational assessment. It was determined that I had ADHD, the combined type. And I think for a lot of years I was able to cope, like especially when I started teaching, I was able to deal with that stress by like coming home and just like watching TV for a long time. But when I had kids, I couldn't do that anymore, and I realized I had ADHD. So I have been working really hard to get as efficient and effective as I can at teaching reading. I am tutoring privately right now, and we have a couple of other tutors as well who work with kids and deliver lessons